Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I just want to say welcome to my channel where I talk about my knitting and what I'm up to with all of that. Knitting, some crochet, and probably not any sewing anytime soon, but we might get into that in a good 6 months or so. I am trying a new location. I am actually facing my window instead of having it sideways. You do have my fridge in the background. It is what it is. Um, Trying to make the lighting work better. But of course, you're here for the knits. You're not really here for whatever's going on behind me. So we're doing like a little bit of a special episode this time. And we're going to talk about a little bit of colors, um, stuff that I have going on. And the main topic that we're going to go through today is I'm going to start my first ever. I made a hat, but it wasn't for me. But other than that, it'll be my first ever mohair, and I can call this my first ever mohair garment. Um, Mohair hit the knitting community, I want to say between 2016 and 2019. The first, you start to see the first few patterns come out. You have to teat knit with her no frill sweater in like 2016, 2017, and then Tin Can Knits came out with their Love Note sweater around I think 2019, pre-pandemic a little bit. And the big thing about those sweaters was that they were made with mohair. And then since then, these designs with mohair have just kind of taken off. I have personally never knit anything with mohair. Didn't really know what the big deal was about it. I don't have a super big budget for yarn, and so adding a second strand of another hair just added to the expense of making these projects. So I haven't done it. And it's 2024. And so this year I decided, all right, I'm going to do a project, a sweater, a garment sweater, a top with mohair, just to kind of see what all the hullabaloo is about. I have purchased a couple of skeins of mohair. I actually have two 25 or 50 gram skeins of a woolberry, which I'll show you in a bit. But I finally went to the store and I just got some not too expensive kid mohair. Fine. That's the tag right there. And it is this gold yellow color. And I got it because I already have some fingering weight yarn in a similar color that I thought would work really well for it. I'm looking at it right now. We're gonna see how this seems very gold. So the gold I was going for was more of like a yellow. I have this pair of linen pants. This is the yellow I wanted. This is the yellow I bought because I didn't have a reference with me, and I should have just brought these pants along for the ride. And then like, oh no, yeah, this is gonna be way too yellow. I need to get a lighter yellow, less just goldy. So it's a little bit, I have this garment that has some goldish yellow in it. It's a little bit closer to that. This one has some orange. This is a Soldotna crop. This is one of my first colorwork knits. The neckline was so big and wonky that I was able to fold down. That's anyway, one of my first knits. And then I recently made this one for my daughter, and it has this pretty gold. But as you can see, the gold I was going for, this is much brighter. I have this gold yellow yarn, and like this color is perfect to go with the pant that I was kind of thinking of. And so this will brighten it up. The other one that I was actually thinking of using was this one, and they are a perfect match. I'm just wondering if it's too orangey, too dandelion-y of a color. I don't know, what do you guys think? I have sweater's quantity in this one, the tonal, and I have sweater's quantity in this one.
Mama, me want water?
You need water?
Yeah.
Here. anyway, so one of these two colors will get chosen. I might swatch with both of, excuse me, I might swatch with both of them and see which one is the winner. My guess is it's going to be these two because they'll tone each other up and down a little bit. And if I really want a orangish yellow, which I think would look pretty, we'll do that one. All right, this is phase one. We are going to wind up the skeins, depending on which one I choose, and we're going to swatch with these to make sure we're getting gauge. The next thing I'm going to talk about real quick is picking a pattern. Now, I want a simple pattern. I want something that I can compare as far as what does it feel like adding the mohair, as far as the weight, the warmthness of the sweater. So I want to be able to compare it to something that I already have that is just wool. So the lace and the fingering weight together is going to give me a DK. And so the sweater I'm going to try and compare it to, which is a sweater that I really, really like. I just wore it, so it's just kind of sitting there inside out, is this Inkers sweater by Petite Knit. The pattern is by Petite Knit. The yarn is Green Letter Day, and it is their 100% merino DK. And this sweater has some oomph to it. Like, it's got some weight to it. I really enjoyed wearing it this winter. I finished it, I do believe, late November. And this has definitely been the sweater that I've gotten the most wear out of, mostly because of how kind of, I wish you could hold it, how heavy the yarn is. And it's not heavy in like a bad way, but it's got some weight to it. Like, this is also a DK. The sleeve's a little bit but I think it's a different kind of spun. It's got more air in it, and it's lighter. And then this is DK weight yarn, but you've got all this color work at the top, so you've got several layers of, can't really compare it to something like this. So I was trying to think of a simple pattern to where the pattern itself, comparing it, wouldn't affect my decision on whether or not mohair is something that I'm going to be investing my time and money into. And so the option that I came up with, just to kind of do it, because I didn't need to make another one of these, the Anchor sweaters. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do another Petite Knit pattern, and I'm actually going to make the no frills sweater. So it's just a raglan sweater with the mohair in it. I didn't want the bigger gauge. I had also considered doing the Lento sweater by Jana Hieleta. No, I didn't say her name right. So I was thinking of doing the Lento sweater as well, but I think the gauge on that one is bigger, and I want a more like just standard gauge, just because more than the sweater, I'm wanting to get the feel for what fingering and mohair does together. So stay tuned. This is going to probably be part one of a, take me a little while. I'll check back in once I've wound up some yarn and started doing a swatch and give you an update on how things are going. Today is Tuesday, May 14th, and we will see how long it takes me to actually get back to you on progress with this project. What the mohair is what I might call it. What the mohair. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll be right back.
Hi everyone, it is only 8:30 at night, but it's been a busy day. My toddler just went to bed, he skipped nap, we had school, playtime, play rehearsal, baseball practice, lunch, dinner, breakfast, run to the store to get food. But I took some time and I wound up my 2 yarns that I'm gonna test the mohair and make my swatch with. I did a time-lapse video. It was so fun to watch the little thing just go bloop, 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 and fill up as I wound them up. This is the color that I was intending to use. It matches the mohair perfectly. And this is the toned down golden yellow, and it has purple speckles in it, which is really pretty. So I'm going to swatch with each one of these and see which swatch I like better, and then we will go from there on to casting on the actual sweater. So I need to go find the pattern and see what size needle it is. It's just straight stockinette, so I'm just going to do try and gauge and see what the fabric looks like. I'll knit up with the two different yarns and pick. So yeah. I either already showed or will show the time-lapse video winding these up, and I was tired and I tried to hurry and I kind of messed that one up at the end, but that's okay. So yeah, I'll be back once the swatching is done. All right, guys, I randomly have a couple quiet minutes at the house. There you go. I have done some swatching. I have 3 swatches to show you guys. I'll tell you in a minute. I know last time we had talked, I was trying to decide between doing these 2 or these 2. So I knit these 2 together, and this is the swatch it gave me. It is very bold orange. And then I knit these 2 together, and this is the swatch that it gave me. You can see the tonal of that, of the fingering weight yarn. So these are my 2 squares that I made. And so then I was thinking, I sort of want to salvage this one. I feel like it's too bold of a color. So I had some white natural mohair left over from a hat project I had made. This is undyed mohair, and it has a wool core instead of silk. And this one has a silk core, but this one is thicker because it actually has, I don't know if you can see that. The core is thicker. So my gauge swatch that I made with that one, pretty marled one, but it is too big. I'm off on gauge on this one. So these are the 3 options. I feel like I should pin them to myself and wear them, my different swatches. You know how we like when you swatch for paint and you stick it on the wall and you just kind of have it there for a while? I feel like that's what I should do with these, is just pin them to my shirt and then decide which one I like best. Though looking at them on camera, I'm actually thinking that this is the one I like the most, unless I go back to the store and buy something that'll tone this down. I took a picture of the colors of mohair available at my little local yarn shop, and I was looking at the picture, and they have like a tan, and I'm wondering, like golden tan, I'm wondering if that would tone it down without being as high contrast as this one. And these 2 met gauge with the actual lace weight mohair. If I do this, I'm gonna have to go back to the store at some point because I only bought 1 skein of this to try it out. I kept my tags so that I can get matching dye lots when it comes time to actually do my project. So yeah, the saga continues on. Don't know what I'm gonna do, but I really might just pin these to myself, and then every time I walk by the mirror or whatever, I can be like those walls with the paint swatches, and then decide what I'm gonna do. I may do a 4th swatch. Stay tuned and see. Hopefully the next time I pop in here, which will be, seconds away for you, but maybe a couple of days for me actually recording it, I will have cast on the project. All right. hydrangeas are coming. All right, guys, it is Monday, May 20th. Here in Japan. It's still the 19th back in the States, so wanted to update you guys on my progress on my mohair sweater. So I made swatches, and I think I showed these last time, and I did make a fourth swatch. So I have 1, 2, and then I had some white mohair that actually was too thick. It was thicker than the mohair used for this one. So this one uses the same mohair, different base merino yarns. These are the same base merino yarn, different mohairs. And then here is one more. And these 3 have the same base merino, but different mohairs. This has a matching gold. This one is a white one. And then this one is like a tan one. And I wish I understood like color theory a little better, because I actually think that maybe a purple toned mohair would dampen the yellowness of it even more, because I think on the color wheel purple is opposite of yellow, and it would maybe, I don't know. I don't understand color theory, and that may be something I need to learn. But this was like a brown, like a warm brown, and it did tone it down. And I'm sure you're wondering which swatch actually was the winner. And I'm actually gonna go with the gold on gold, which is the original one. So I'm trying not to look at like all of these swatches as wasted time, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. These are all pretty much the same size. I don't usually gauge swatch this big. I usually do like a smaller swatch, like I'll start with the right amount of stitches, but I might just go to about here and end up with a little mini swatch. But I wanted to make full-size swatches to be able to show you guys on screen well. And now I have 4 of these, and I'm thinking I might just start swatching to the 4x4 size plus 3 stitches on each side. And so I'll get an approximate, you know, same sized square, and then once I get enough squares, I can make a patchy blanket. Stay tuned. But I cast on and started the no frills sweater, made it past the short rows, and have this much done of the sweater. So it'll probably sit like here, a smaller neckline than this. And I'm not minding, I like the fabric it's making. Like, so far, so good. I like the weight of it, so the thickness. I'm not sure about the fuzziness in the halo. I mean, if you can see just how fuzzy this yarn is with the mohair. It's not itchy. It is very, very soft. I do like the softness level that the mohair adds to this yarn. I have the base merino yarn, I think is a 75 merino superwash and 25% nylon, and then the mohair. I have a sweater in this in a different color, and it's not nearly as soft as the fabric that this is giving. So I can definitely tell the difference the mohair is making. These are my raglan increases. So we made some progress, and I'm probably gonna end this edit here. In the next one, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what mohair actually is, where it comes from. It is not Angora mohair, as I originally thought when people first started talking about mohair. I was like, oh, that's bunny. It's not. It's actually a goat. It's a type of goat that's called The breed is a Mohair, and they shear it like they shear other stuff. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, about its properties, in our next episode. So yeah, so stay tuned to see the final one. In the next episode, I'll probably update you as I go along building this sweater, so it'll probably come out in a couple more weeks and you'll get. So far for this episode, first one, we talked about why I'm doing a mohair sweater, what the big deal is. I'm trying to figure out a pattern and yarn and mohair to get an idea of why everyone is in love with mohair. So we're off to a great start, guys, and I will see you in our next episode. Bye.